Book review. Well, I finished Streets of Laredo. This is the sequel to Lonesome Dove, which is probably my favorite book ever. And I felt that Larry McMurtry really took the criticisms that people had of Lonesome Dove and he really worked on it. It's a lot grittier, it's a lot bleaker than Lonesome Dove for sure. I actually thought the ending was going to be way crazier than it was. It was still a good ending, but it was, it wasn't quite as profound as Lonesome Dove, which I wasn't expecting to. This isn't as good as Lonesome Dove, but it's still really, really good. And if you liked Lonesome Dove, you should probably try to read Streets of Laredo because it follows one of the characters, and he's now a bounty hunter, and he's looking for a train robber. You need to learn about the train robber and his mother, and there's a bunch of new characters. They're all very interesting. I really, really like Larry McMurtry's characters. I always have. I think some of the problems in this book kind of stem from an over-reliance on Lonesome Dove. There's a certain character from Lonesome Dove that's not in this book, and Larry lets you know every 50 pages or so, and it gets real old real fast. And some characters that aren't in this book that were in Lonesome Dove, they don't really get talked about a whole lot. I want to know what happened to some of them. I want to know the main character's thoughts in this book about those characters. And they're brushed upon only briefly. And it really bums me out. I was hoping at the ending there would be some kind of coming to terms with some of the characters that aren't in this book that were in the previous book, and just hearing our characters' thoughts about them, but it didn't happen. And that kind of bummed me out a little bit. I think that the characters, especially the new ones, are all solid enough, and the story is good enough to where you don't need to rely on the previous books so much. That being said, I did really, really like Streets of Laredo, and I think it is a good follow-up. And I was invested the whole time. I wanted to just keep reading and keep reading. So, yeah, Streets of Laredo. Check it out if you like Lonesome Dove. It's definitely worth it, and it's definitely a good sequel. Larry McMurtry did it again, guys. He's a really good author, and I can't wait to read Dead Man's Walk.